Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Dana and I am so excited to sit down and talk Temu because I feel like you find a lot of great deals on there, and I went ahead and I bought, I gotta find the fakes. That's the problem. Sometimes these fakes look so good that you're tempted to buy them. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna talk about the Temu versus the real one. And we're gonna go through, I have 3 different devices. I have my thoughts, I have the prices, the price differences, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna get into it right now. So if you're excited for this kind of video, if you like brand reviews, if you like sunscreen reviews, skincare, some makeup, just a great personality, I don't know. Consider subscribing and give this video a big ol' like and we'll get going. You guys, when I do my hair, and not just straight, I need everyone to celebrate because it doesn't happen often. So we need to be excited. You won't see it again for a while. Anyway, that's not why you're here. We're gonna just dive on in because I have 3 devices and I have some details on them and I wanna talk about them. So the first one that we're gonna start with is the Forever Lily, oh my goodness, LED mask. So, first of all, this retails for $47. So it's definitely cheaper than the current body, which I think the last time I checked, let's check again. It retails right now, if you don't get any discounts, for $380. That said, you can get plenty of discounts on it. I think I have a current body discount, which I will link below. They're usually on sale, not usually, but they have sales quite frequently. Don't ever pay full price. I'll link below what I have. So it's gonna be some money off, but it's not gonna be $47. So that's just like our starting off point. All of the Temu devices are going to be cheaper. Now, I feel like before I get going, I'm gonna head off the comment that like both of these devices are probably made in China, which could be true. I don't know where the LED, the current body is made. Although this one says Cheshire, UK, at least on their battery, but I'm sure some of the parts, if not all of the parts, could be made in China, but that doesn't mean that they're the same. The people who are making the Forever Lily mask on Temu could just be using like the base model. They don't care about the specs, they don't care about anything. They're just doing the cheapest option to try to make the most money. Whereas a brand like Current Body, they do care a little bit more. They do have research invested in it. So their specifications, what they want out of the different LED bulbs and what they want out of everything are going to be different, and you can customize it as a brand to fit what you want. So I just want to say that across the board. Just because they're made in China doesn't mean that they're the same. So, okay. Now let's talk about the Forever Lily. When I went back to look at it, I bought this a while ago. It doesn't exist. I went on my Temu account and I went to items purchased. I went to this listing, not there. So that's my first kind of red flag. I don't love that. And it might also be Temu, like things come and go and it's not really meant to be a static site like Current Body. But yeah, so this one though, it comes in 7, or the LEDs have 7 different colors, which the Current Body only has 1, which is the red light setting. Me personally, I think there are some masks that have different color settings that are worth it, but I don't think ones that you're gonna get for $47 are gonna do anything. I think they are kind of preying on the mentality that more is more, when it's not really true. Like, I would rather my mask feature 1 or 2 good settings, which would be either like the red light setting or sometimes the blue or purple light for acne, and that's it. But me personally, I don't even have acne, so I don't care. I think red light is the most well-studied, the most well-researched, so I would invest in that over one that has 7 different colors. They're probably all gonna be kind of shit. This one also is a clunker. Like, they're both kind of big and hefty, but this one has your main device, and then it attaches to this kind of the mode, power, that thing. And then it has another setting, or another cord that goes to your décolleté and neck one. And then it has another it goes to the wall, and I'm like literally lost in it already. I have to plug it into the wall every time I use it, and that's the only way it works. So for me, immediately, even if this worked as good as the current body, which spoiler, it doesn't, I'm not gonna use it because I don't want to be restricted. I cannot be tamed. I need to be sitting wherever I want. Granted, most of the time I am sitting close to an outlet. I just don't want to have that. I want the option to freely roam about my house with my LED mask on, as one should. So we'll take that away. Like, we'll take all these bits and bobs and pieces that get caught and everything. It's so much. Like, if you're thinking it looks overwhelming, it does. But let's get into kind of the specifics of it. So it did take me a while to find this user manual, but I did find it. So on the website, it doesn't list anything, which I don't love. Even when I found a mask that was similar to this one, like since this one isn't listed anymore, I found one that was like comparable and it had nothing. So you have to wait until you get the product and then open the user manual to see if the kind of parameters, the wavelengths are going to work. So when I did get it and I looked at it, most of them, like the red light in this is 640 nm. So the wavelength in the current body is 633. So that is a decent amount. The other ones, like the purple light, the yellow light, I don't know what the parameters you would want are because I don't ever look for those. But the thing that it doesn't have is the near infrared light. So that is one of the most important ones. And so without that, you're basically getting kind of like a half as good mask as the current body. And I keep using the current body because it's one of the ones I have. I have a few others I'm testing, but it also is predominantly one of the best, and like the research behind it, the actual irradiance and power in it are some of the best in the field. So this is kind of my standard and my holy grail. So I will say that you kind of do get, like I said, you get 640 nm in the red light, but you don't get the near infrared light, and you have all these other settings, which I just find to be a little over the top and not necessary or not well researched. And then you have to deal with all the blah, 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 all these cords and everything. So for me, yes, I understand that it is $47, so that is much cheaper, but it doesn't have a warranty. You're also gonna have no customer service if anything happens, if you can't get it to work. There's no refund policy, unlike Current Body, which has great customer service. It's one of those things, and I'm not gonna get into it right now, but sometimes it is better to invest in something that's going to last longer than spend $47 on something that either breaks or you don't really know until you get it if the actual science is there and backed up. So that's our first one. My like semi OCD mind, and I don't say that lightly. I really truly think I'm like quite a bit OCD. But for me, this is just too much. Like, it gives me anxiety and I need it to go away. The question is it a scam or is it legit? I'm actually gonna be a little bit on the fence with that one. I'm gonna say it's scam it, like scam and legit combined, scam it. It's not really a scam, but also how do you know what the power and the irradiance is until you get it? That's not fair. Like, because they have nothing on Temu and the website is basically not useful at all, you don't know until you get it. And maybe if I had bought another one, it would have no power and it wouldn't do anything. So it's a little bit in between because it turns out that they do have enough, but you know, not the best. Okay, moving on. This is just called the neck/face device. It retails for $11.59. The user manual in it, I don't have right now. I had it. I always have them. But it was useful. It told me, like, you know, how to turn it on, what the modes were, what the like settings were, and I found that it was quite helpful in that respect. When I went to Temu to kind of look at it again, it also had been discontinued. And the one biggest thing in the user manual, unlike my Lily LED mask from Temu, it had no parameters on this. So even if I do have the red light feature on, because it has a few different like lights, it has red and green, I think, it doesn't tell me what the NMs, or if it has any other kind of the parameters that I'm going to look for in an LED device. So I'm going to say that because of this, it is not something I would necessarily use for actual, like, what I'm looking for in an LED mask or what I'm looking for in microcurrent device, because it's kind of a combination. I would say it's a nice massager. It's $11.59. It's probably not going to break the bank for anyone. You can pick it up and use it just as you want. It's kind of one of those things where when you put it on your skin, I have no gel, so it's not going to like slide. Oh, maybe it is. It feels nice because once you put it on your skin, it starts to like buzz and move, and then it also warms. So there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't think you're going to go from having wrinkles to not having wrinkles by using this. And if you think that that is going to happen, probably nothing is going to happen like that unless you use Botox or a neuromodulator or have plastic surgery. None of these devices are going to do that. But it's just fun. Like, this is a good gift for like your tween niece or something. I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to buy it, but if you do buy it for $11.59, not the end of the world if you don't like it. I have seen a big creator kind of hawk this on her YouTube videos, and I'm always just like, what is she doing? Like, even if it gives you a little bit of sculpting and like lifting, it's so temporary that by like 2 hours later, you're not going to see anything. But if you go in with the right expectations, there's nothing wrong with it. So it's not a scam, but just have those, define your expectations before you go into it. Okay. And our last one of scam or legit is my favorite one. This is the microcurrent device. Not to say that like I like a microcurrent more than the LED. I actually use the LED every single day, whereas I use my microcurrent a few times a week. But this one, I can tell because the NuFace one has the word NuFace on it, and it's got this like gray portion. This one looks pretty much identical, but it doesn't have any words on it. This one retails for $12.76. It's like, how much did it take to actually make this? Like, what is your profit on that? That seems so cheap. The user manual that I got with it was okay, nothing crazy. This one is also discontinued, and now that I'm looking at my notes, I had it wrong. The first LED mask, the Forever Lily one, is not discontinued, but the other two, this microcurrent and then this neck face massager, are discontinued. This one, nothing on Temu, nothing in the user manual, no parameters, no nothing. Very basic, and I think for $12, that's probably to be expected. But I do find that a bit problematic because microcurrent, like, you do have to kind of know how to use it. And maybe you buy it and you watch a YouTube video and you're fine, but I would prefer for it to have some type of parameters to tell you how to use it just a little bit. I do think that is important, and so that's a big downside of this one. Now, comparing it to my NuFace, this is the mini. This one is $220. Again, I'm pretty sure I have a discount code for it. Don't buy it full price. They're usually sales. It's hard to say like you should buy this over the $12 one, but truly you should if you're looking for one. This customer service from NuFace, mine broke the first time, or like I dropped it or something. They sent me a replacement immediately. No questions asked. I was able to get it within the next week. If you're getting it off of Temu, if anything happens, granted you did only spend $12, but that's $12 that's gone because you're not going to get a replacement. You're not going to get help. Now, the thing though that is important when you get to something like a microcurrent, it does matter how it's made. When I used this Temu device one, I literally couldn't use it. It was so strong. Normally you think stronger is better, right? Not always the case. I've also had that happen with the EMS devices, which are a lot stronger, and some of the ones that are like a little cheaper, again, unusable for me. They're so strong that they hurt my face, and I'm a little bit worried that I would do some serious damage. Because this sends gentle waves through the skin to the muscles, that's not something I really want to like put, up to chance, up to like some Temu person who has no knowledge on skincare devices or anything. I'm going to spend a little bit more money, have the customer service, have the knowledge, have the actual research and development that went into it, and feel like a little bit safer using it. So for microcurrent devices, they are supposed to lift, tone, contour, that kind of thing. Sometimes they say reduce wrinkles. I wouldn't necessarily say they reduce them, but they are supposed to help with the underlying muscle in your skin on your face. And for that reason, you do need the right mix. And for me, the NuFace, again, because I can see the research on their page versus absolutely nothing on a discontinued page, I'm gonna go with it. And the microamps is also another thing that you're gonna wanna look for. For the mini, this one has 335. I don't know what the Temu one has, so I don't know if it's just gonna like blast through the muscle. I mean, that's not really the case, I'm being facetious, but I just don't feel comfortable using it. So for that reason, I'm going to say this one is a scam. The other two were, what did I call them? Scam it? Scam it? Or should we say lamb? No, I like scam it better. This one though is a full-on scam. Again, no need to waste your money on it, even though it is only $12.50. Okay, so in summary, as I write my thesis on Temu devices, it is tempting. It is very, very tempting to spend $12, $13, $20, $40, but I highly, highly, highly recommend that you not, and that you look at it as an investment versus a quick fix. First of all, none of these devices, the ones that are current body or new face or whatever, or Temu, none of them are going to give you what plastic surgery or neuromodulators are going to give you. So if you go into it like that, think about it then as a longer term investment, because you do have to use all of them consistently and regularly to see any improvements with your skin. So while it is $12 or $45 or whatever, you're still going to basically be wasting that. Like, go get 2 cups of coffee from Starbucks, even though I don't even know if $12 will cover that anymore. But you know what I'm saying? Like, go get Chipotle. I don't know. I think it's a better investment than most of these Temu devices. And I don't say that without like the knowledge of how expensive some of these devices are. But also, if you think about it, what did I say? The LED mask, the current body, $340, $320, I forget. If you use it every day, which you can, and I almost do, it basically is $1 a day if you use it every single day of the year. Now, I know most people are not going to do that, but maybe you think of it as a challenge to get your money's worth out of it versus $45 and like questionable science behind it. Also, I did want to reiterate that some of them can be quite strong and hurt, and either they can do damage or you just don't use it because it's too powerful. So there's a reason why companies research and make sure that the parameters are correct, because they don't want to hurt the customer's skin, but also like more is not always more with skincare. You need the correct parameters and doses and either infrared lights or NMs or whatever the dose is of that device. So that's the last thing I'm going to kind of say, and we'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed, take this as some advice from someone who's tried quite a few devices, and I don't know. I think sometimes with something as important as your face, it's worth investing a little bit more money for something that you're going to use consistently, and maybe you could use it for the next 10 years. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you appreciated that I did my hair for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.